Ego, it must be time for the show! Yes. Welcome everybody. Welcome to the latest Running Guru show. Winter series. Today is the day. Number 4. And today's topic is a very sensitive topic. It's the topic of the ego. Yes, our egos. Now the purpose of the winter series is going through things, experiences that help us in terms of our endeavours in our daily running, how we transfer that to our daily lives. Today is the day. Now for the ego topic that I'm covering, I'm not going to do a whole Freud thesis, epilogue or all that type of stuff. I'm just going to go through some of my experiences and life, getting to the age that I am now, 56, soon to come on to 57. So yes, I know, hard to believe, isn't it? But none of us look our age, as I keep saying on many of our vlogs. Is that so? Yeah, it's my experiences of how I've learned and what I've gone through and dealing with things. Now, as I said, this is a very sensitive topic, and one that when I originally said about my 5 topics that I'll be covering in the winter series, today is the day, is when I mentioned that I'll be covering the topic of ego. I did get lots of comments, and there are people who are interested to find out what I have to say about ego. First thing I've got to say about ego is we all have an ego. As I said, we all have an ego, and nobody likes having their ego dented. Have you heard that phrase? Oh, you don't want to dent their ego, you know. And I need to make it clear that there is a very big difference between some people are arrogant or have other attributes. That's very different to ego. You know, there are people out there who can be arrogant or sensitive or shy or what might appear to be big-headed, and it's not their egos, it's not the ego that's doing that, and others, it is the ego. So how do we know if our ego is here and now? Because at the end of the day, there's lots going on in our lives. How do we know if our ego is taking over? Time for a cuppa. Oh, as I was saying, it's time for a drink, I think. Coconut juice. I have 2 quick questions for you. Do you ever get the feeling that sometimes you feel inferior to some people? That's question number 1. Question number 2. So yeah, what was the answer to that question? Do you ever get that feeling that you're inferior to someone? And it's a simple yes or no answer. And then question number 2, do you ever get that feeling where you are superior to someone? Again, and a simple answer, yes or no. So for those 2 questions, if you answered yes to either of those questions, then the ego is present and it's controlling you in the now. So what I'm going to talk about is how can we get to control our ego, because there's so much that our ego brings into our lives, and it's mainly around fear. Ego-based fear. Our ego-based fear brings in many fears that we often hear of. There's the fear of failure, fear of success, fear of rejection, fear of humiliation, fear of loss, fear of uncertainty. Those are fears, ego-based fears. Did you know that we're actually only born with 2 fears? That's right, 2 fears. We're only born with 2 fears. And that's the fear of loud noises and the fear of falling. That's it, just the 2 fears. That's all we're born with. So how can we deal with our ego? How do we stop our egos taking us over? And you know, you often hear of, we live in a society now where we see a lot, and you know, if we use our intuition and common sense, there's a lot of people out there who you can just so tell they're just running on ego. which leads me nicely to how we deal with our egos. Our ego always likes us to be, as I said, fearful, brings us stress and anxieties. So the ego likes to keep us out of the present moment. So if the present moment is here, the past is here, the future is there, the ego wants to keep us here or here. Because when you're in the present, the ego has no power. Now, that's not my rocket science, by the way. That's just what I've learnt over the years. I've read in many, many, many books. I might one day list them all, but there's just so many books that I've been through and learnt through this. By being here in the now, in the present, which is what our series is all about, this winter series, today is the day. By being in the here and the now, the ego has no chance. The ego is there, it's always there, but it can't control us. As soon as you move into the past or the future, which is the anxieties and the stress and worries, the ego's got control. To bring the control back, we need to come back here. So, here, now. And as I said, that leads me neatly on to what the next one of our Today is the Day winter series will be about, which is about mindfulness and meditation, which helps us to be in the now, here and now, enjoying the moment. I hope you enjoyed this moment, and yes, very sensitive topic, and hopefully I've covered it in a way that some of you understand, all of you understand. I don't know. What do you think? Leave some positive comments below. Give it a thumbs up, like, and you know what's coming here. I'd dearly love for you to subscribe. Hey, maybe that's feeding my ego, but I know it's there and I'm just keeping a check on it. So keeping it in the now. Yeah, you got that? So, thank you so much for watching, listening. I'd love to hear from you. What are your views? How do you deal with ego? Do you think ego is a good thing or a bad thing? I'm open to all suggestions, but I'm all about the now, yes? Now, here, now. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And remember, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, keep mindful. Yeah! That's it, folks. Oh, yes. Thank you. Bye. Love you all.